Hi everyone, Kat here, and today I am on a quest to give Kieran an Ogrepon. I mentioned in my last video how Indigo Disc overplayed Kieran as a villain, when a lot of his issues wouldn't have occurred if his sister and the player character just ignored the grandfather's lousy advice.
Remember, kids, you must do anything, and I mean anything, to avoid telling Kieran the thing he already knows. Isolate him, snap at him, lie to him, whatever it takes, you hear me?
No problem, Grandpa. And since we're the two people he's closest to, this won't have any negative effect on him at all. And even if it does, we'll just humiliate him in front of the entire school. That'll snap him out of it. Ahem. Now, the first question is, of course, can you trade a legendary Pokemon to a special coach in the League Club Room? No, you cannot. Not that I would be deterred that easily, but it did mean I'd have to get pretty creative with which Pokemon I'd trade to Kieran. Legendaries and Shinies can only be traded to real-life human trainers. Hidden ability Pokemon are okay, though. That was the first thing I checked by trading Lacey a Clefairy with Friendguard. She seemed pretty happy. But really, if there's nothing wrong with sending Ogrepon to my buddy who's just going to box it for Dex fodder, I should be able to give it to the in-game character who actually cares, right? And yeah, sure, I can fake that trade with the magic of video editing, but I wanted to do something more. I wanted to give Kieran the most Ogrepon-like Pokemon I could within the restrictions the game sets. But what Pokemon would that be? If we're going to copy Ogrepon's moveset, that's tricky because she's got the signature move Ivy Cudgel that no other Pokemon can learn. No Pokemon except Smeargle. And what's Ogrepon's ability Defiant do? Defiant boosts the Pokemon's attack stat sharply when any of its stats are lowered. Well, no Smeargle have that, but they can have the hidden ability Moody. The description for this one reads, Moody raises one stat sharply and lowers another stat every turn. And Ogrepon's Terra type is Grass, of course, but we can change Terra types easily enough. Not to mention breed for IVs, Nature, and secure the right Pokeball. I've got to say, I really love the idea of my Ogrepon taking this Smeargle under her wing to teach her all her signature moves. That would be pretty awesome for Kieran. Yeah, I can work with this. But I'm guessing Kieran's friends would want to help Juliana with this special gift for him, so we're going to get them involved as much as possible. Starting with the Snubbull that Lacey traded over. Ogrepon's nature is always lonely, which, so we need a lonely Pokemon in the breeding chain, which Amarys has. She acts serious most of the time, but out of all the BB Elite Four, Amarys sounded the most concerned for Kieran's well-being during the Indigo Disc. So I bet for sure Juliana would want her help. My Juliana is pretty much identical to the promo art Juliana, but with pink glasses and Tinkaton as her ace. I'm guessing as a Steel-type user, Amarys would appreciate a Tinkatink, which I got pretty quickly after having this picnic with Lacey's Snubbull and Juliana's Tinkaton together. Let's get this trade started. Okay, here's Skarmory. Now, we've got some work to do, because not only is this Skarmory female, and females determine the species of any hatched offspring, it's in a pretty limited egg group. And we need to make sure we get those IVs correct. If you've never played competitive Pokemon, IVs are just innate stats the Pokemon has, as opposed to their EVs, which are their trained stats. The stats are ranked from 0 to 31, and the game's rating system tells you roughly where you are in that range. No good only goes to IVs of 0, while best only goes to perfect IVs of 31. I put an asterisk next to trained because you can technically get any IV to 31 using something called hypertraining. But when that's used, you'll see hypertrained, not best here, and the improved stat can't be passed through breeding. My Ogrepon Lily has the best rating in HP, attack, and speed, and the pretty good rating in all her other stats. Unfortunately, Amarys' Skarmory didn't have any of the correct IVs, except for a pretty good defense. So I called in reinforcements for my old Pokemon X cartridge. Yeah, we're really going back. But see, X and Y had this fun little feature called the Friend Safari, where you can encounter specific Pokemon in a Safari Zone-like area, and they will always have at least 2 perfect IVs. So, with a little luck and breeding, I was able to bring over a Noctowl with 4 of the correct stats. None of which were defense, so Amoris' Skarmory might be helpful here after all. With this first round of eggs, I was going for at least 4 stats correct. And of course I needed a male Skarmory so I could actually breed a different species. I picked up a few items to help me out, an Everstone for the mom, so hatched Skarmory will have her lonely nature, and a Destiny Knot for the dad to ensure the offspring copy 5 IVs from their parents rather than just the usual 3. My hatching area of choice is Iono's hometown of Levincia, because easy loop to run around in. I expected this to take a while, but to my surprise, this was the 4th one that hatched with 4 correct stats. So yeah, I may have acquired more eggs than I needed, but I'll take some early luck. The next Pokemon in the chain would be Quaquaval. Since Sun and Moon, I've always bought both games in any Pokemon pair, but I'll play one in English and one in Spanish, so I have easy access to Pokemon for Masuda method shiny hunting. In my Violet game, I play as Iono. Yes, it says Vanessa. Iono is her stage name. Vanessa is my headcanon given name for her. Here, I happen to get a female Quaxly as my starter. This is really good for me right now because Quaxly are male over 87% of the time. And the Quaxly line happens to be in both the Flying Egg group and the Water 1 Egg group. With Vanessa's Quaquaval, Starlight, as the mom, it might still take a while to get a baby with the correct stats, but it's more likely than not when I do find one, they'll be able to pass on those stats to a species besides Quaxly. Now, I'd gotten lucky once, so I was mentally ready to pay for it here. Except, guess which egg hatched the correct Quaxly? Yep, this is it right here. The very first egg. The Quaxly that earned Juliana a new Dex entry was a lonely-natured male with 4 stats correct. So, that's twice I've gotten way more eggs than I needed. I am sensing a pattern here. Moving on. Smeargle is in the Field Egg group, so now I need a female Pokemon in both the Water 1 and Field group. Water and Field. Like water and ground. I'll just take Clodsire. Luckily, Vanessa had this near-perfect beauty she caught in a raid. I was up to a decent breeding situation now, as the father had all the correct pretty good stats and 1 correct perfect stat, and the mother had all the correct perfect stats. So this time the goal was to get 5 correct stats, since this would be the male in the final breeding pair. And with the first egg, I was just genuinely confused. Oh gosh, is that... Can they be the Johto one? Is that possible? Oh, they can hatch in either form? Okay, gosh, I thought it was a shiny. I was so confused. So no, I didn't get a random shiny, and I realized half a second later that that's not the color of a shiny Paldean Wooper anyway. That's not the real question. Did I continue my super lucky streak with the stats? Well, I'll let my box full of hatched Woopers and my lackluster reaction speak for itself. Right, last row. No good special defense. Wait, that's... Alright, same thing as before. The best are in the wrong spot. Oh, hang on. Yes. Alright. The 2 best are in the correct spot, and the 3 pretty goods also in the correct spot. Okay, I think we got a winner here. Alright. Honestly, given how well things had gone so far, not even needing a full box before getting a guy with 5 correct stats was still really good. especially since Wooper has an even shot of being male or female. But let's not lose track here. I still specifically wanted a Smeargle in Heal Ball, since that's what I caught my Ogrepon Lily in. So, where's the mother in this breeding pair? For that, I will turn the mic back over to my clearly sleep-deprived stream of consciousness self. So I did have a Smeargle with Moody I got from the Safari, the Friend Safari in XY. And I didn't happen to catch it in a Heal Ball, not that lucky. But I did go and just catch a random Smeargle in a Heal Ball in XY and then bred them together in Sun and Moon until I got a female in the correct ball, which has a 50-50 shot, with Moody, which took longer than I thought it would, which was why I thought I'd be in for the long haul on a bunch of these others. But really, all of these are pretty much, they just have the best HP, and that's all I got going for them. So I do have this Eevee. Don't remember who caught this. Ava. Okay, so this Eevee was actually also caught on XY. Ava is my name on my Pokemon X game. So this probably also came from the Friend Safari. Pretty good attack in the right spot, and the 5 best in the right spot. So 4 of the 6 stats correct, as opposed to the Smeargle, which has 1 of them. So I'd like to put these 2 together and see if I can get a female Smeargle with the correct ball, the hidden ability, and 4 of the 5 stats. Sorry, that's 4 of the 6 stats correct. And then I think that Smeargle with this Wooper should give us the one for Kieran's trade, hopefully pretty quickly. So, and those are the ones that I'll have to make sure I hatch by the Ogre's Den to make sure it hatches in the right place. So, all right, well, we know what we have to do. Just set up the next one in Paldean somewhere. Orty, I'm just going to picnic right outside your base. You don't mind, right? No, I can't get in. It's a magic wall. It stops me before I even get to it. Guys, go break down the wall. Go do it. Go get the ball. Yep. Go right on. Break down the wall. Yeah, you can tell it's going well when I'm giggling to myself while throwing a ball at the Ruchbah base. You know what? I think we could use a little time skip. Fine, maybe a big time skip. I got spoiled and impatient. And we are down to the final breeding pair. This time I'll hatch eggs in the dreaded den to match the location my Ogrepon Lily was caught. Now, when it comes to checking stats here, I can't really let anything slide. So, to save time and add some suspense, I hatched a bunch of eggs first to check them all at once. How did it go? Well, here is Box 1, Part 1. Okay, so we'll turn it on, start here, and go through it. See what we got. Okay. So, all right, Moody. That's nice, but defense is wrong. Too many of them are wrong. Attack and defense. The problem is that I can hyper train. I'm fine with hyper training either speed or attack, but I can't take something that's already at best. I can't like undertrain it down to pretty good. So the pretty goods really have to be correct, and then one of the best stats can be off. That's okay. Although the good news is that pretty good is a range. It's not a specific number like best. Best has to be 31. All right. Yeah, all of them are right except special attack, and I can't train that one. Wait. Oh no, okay, no. Attack and speed, no. No, and that's male. Anyway, male. Female, okay. They're all so close, it hurts. Male. Oh, hold on. This looks promising. Best HP, best attack, pretty good. All the right spot. And speed we can hyper train. Oh, okay, it's her. I just realized I didn't even check her ability. What she got? Yes, she's moody. Oh my gosh. And I've been going backwards from the order. So this would have been the fourth one. Just look at her. Look how perfect she is. Yeah, I was pretty elated. Still way more eggs than I needed for this, but no reason to break the pattern now, I guess. Oh, and one more detail I noticed after the fact. I just still can't get over it, oh my gosh. The dreaded den. The dreaded den. Is that? No way. It's even got it takes plenty of siestas. That's the same too. That is just so cool. I think I'm happier about that than anything else because it wasn't planned. Yeah, like I wasn't trying to do that. I know that's based on the IVs, like how they add up exactly what the highest one is. So not all the Smeargles would have had that. That is absolutely crazy. Yeah, I don't think I could have asked for a better outcome here. Though I did make the mistake of thinking that the hard part was over. Though the next part was legit fun. Time for Lily the Ogrepon to teach Lily Jr. the Smeargle her moves. This is where I expected Kieran's friends in the BB League to help the most. They'll always do a doubles battle with you, so that means Lily can attack and Lily Jr. can stand beside her and sketch the move afterwards. I've obviously trained Lily quite a bit, so I knew her moves weren't the same as when I caught her. I checked her list of learned moves, figuring the last 4 she could learn at level 70 must have been her original moveset. Only... she doesn't learn low kick. That's a TM only move. I thought I must have used a TM on her and didn't remember, but I checked the footage from my Teal Mask playthrough. And yeah, she had it then. I'm totally going to build a headcanon around how Ogrepon picked up that last move while she was living on her own. But to be honest, I thought it was cool that she would have had Spiky Shield. So I took some liberties and switched up Lily's moveset to be the same as her original, but with Spiky Shield substituted for low kick. It's not like it's a difficult move to find if Kieran ever wants to reteach it to her. The battles with the Elite Four were pretty brutal. Fun, but brutal. Miss I'm utterly incapable of holding back top champion would get crushed by any of these guys. At one point, my match was only saved by the power of friendship. Reyna, my Pecharunt, took a critical hit she shouldn't have survived, and then turned around and landed her own critical hit, hoping to be praised. She was very much praised as I gave her a full restore for it. In the end, Lacey, Drayton, Amorous, and Crispin all worked together to give me some epic double battles so that Lily Jr. could learn Lily's moveset. And Carmine had one last battle with me to get Lily Jr. up to level 70, just like the original Lily when I first caught her. Also, on a side note, Carmen kept talking about how we couldn't possibly ask Pecharunt what the deal was with her and Ogrepon, with Pecharunt floating right there. It was pretty funny. There wasn't too much left to do now. Just hyper-train that speed stat and give Lily Jr. a fresh start mochi to clear away the EVs she'd inadvertently gained from our matches. Oh, and change her Terra type to grass. I have 28 grass type shards already. How painful could getting the rest be? Oh my gosh, it was so painful. I had to do it all in one in-game day because I knew Kieran was at the club, and if it went to the next day, there was a good chance he'd leave. I brought in Vanessa to help with the raids and get double the shards. They're still a pain to trade, but at least I can listen to a fanfic or something while I do that. Now, the moment of truth. Kieran, I know Juliana and Carmine, and
especially your grandfather let you down big time. And school put a lot of pressure on you. And Drayton was unhelpful.
You made some mistakes, but you're doing your best to make amends. Even quitting the club?
Hey, Juliana, guess what I did? I had the BB League drop me. Why, Kieran? Why?
Don't worry, it's not because of you. Or anybody in the club. I just wanted to become as strong as you so badly. It was all I cared about. Up till now, I'd forgotten that battling is supposed to be fun.
Okay, yeah, that's true, but lots of people are also very serious about it too. There's room for everyone at the table, the serious people and the fun people, Kieran. It's okay. So I want to do some thinking about what I really want to do. And that is, I think for now I just want to be around friends and Pokemon, and not get so caught up in competing.
Be the very best like no one ever was, but don't get too caught up in competing. You can't have it both ways, Pokemon.
Well, do what you gotta do. I still don't agree with it, though.
Thanks.
Only thing that's changed is that you're the champion now. The Elite Four lineup is still the same. Crispin's pretty relieved. That's how he got through. I was wondering about that. But just because you got to the top doesn't mean you get to slack off, Juliana. Once I've cleared my head a bit, I'm gonna shoot for that champion title again. Oh, that makes me happy. See Drayton lounging in the back? He's like, good. I'm certainly not trying for it again. Looking forward to it. Yeah, so am I.
Can we trade these now?
No? Oh, yes! Okay. Here it is. Big moment. Ah, right. I do have a favor I want to ask you. If it's all right, do you want to trade Pokemon with me? Yes, I absolutely do. Woohoo! I'll trade my Applin. What about you, Juliana? Okay. Alright, I think it's time. I know it's not Lily the Ogrepon, but I hope Lily Jr. the Smeargle finds a special place on your team. You gotta be really nice to Kieran, okay, Lily Jr.? You've been trained with the best. If there's one last look at those stats, because I am 100% stalling at this point, worrying if I miss something. I am not doing retakes. We are saving this as soon as it's done, and that's that. We got this. Okay, so you want to trade your Smeargle for my Applin? Yeah, that's the plan. Here she goes. Bye, Lily Jr. Good luck. You were fun. And Kieran sent over Applin. I will take very good care of it. You bet. And I'll take really good care of your Smeargle, Juliana. Don't you worry. Thanks for trading with me. And that's it. Curious if there's any dialogue afterwards. Hey, Juliana, let's battle. No, I've had enough battling for now, Kieran, but thanks. Okay, yeah, no worries. Last thing before we save, let's check out what Juliana got in the trade. Here's the Applin he sent over. Little cutie. Bulletproof. Modest. Alrighty. You know, maybe I'll raise this guy along with one of Lily Jr.'s siblings.
And finally, we save the game. Well, guys, that's it. I hope it gave my fellow Kieran fans the same closure it gave me. I'll be moving from Scarlet and Violet to Sword and Shield for a bit as I prepare the big finale of my Gala rewrite, so I hope you'll subscribe and check that out. Until next time, happy reading and happy training!